Hello. Hi. Welcome to another Flosstube video. For those of you new here, hi, I'm Morgan. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me while I do a 2022 WIP finish wrap up and then chat about some plans for 2023, which like plans I don't stick to, but some goals, I guess. It is it is the 24th of December today. I don't think I will get this online today. It probably won't go on until just after Christmas. I have a short period of time where I can film this, but then that's pretty much it. I don't have the opportunity to upload or anything. So you'll be seeing this at a later date. But first and foremost, I did just want to firstly jump on here and say thank you to everyone for reaching out to me after my little saga of a last video. I was rewatching it when I was editing and just getting it ready to go online, and I think it all really hit me just how down in the dumps I was and how tired I was, and I just hadn't really, I guess, like acknowledged it in myself. I'm 1,000 times better now than I was then. I took a couple extra days off. I chilled. I kind of just relaxed and eased back into things, and my mind shift with work has been a little bit better, especially now that I'm done for the year. But easing back into it, I just took a lot of stuff it kind of approach to a lot of things that came up with work. I didn't work over my hours or anything like that. Like I just really focused on prioritizing myself, and if it didn't feel right, then I wouldn't do it. So I think that was kind of the best thing that I could do for myself. Tim ended up coming back home I think the day after I had filmed, and we still had two days, I think it was, before he went back to work. So we took those 2 days really slowly. We didn't do anything. We didn't see anyone. We kind of just nested in our little bubble a little bit to get over the roller coaster of the last week with Harley and with being sick and everything like that. So yeah, it was kind of like, it was a shit time, like not to sugarcoat it, and sorry for swearing, but we got through it, kind of just really took it slow and listened to ourselves and spoke it out, like talked it out and everything. And yeah, we're both doing heaps better now than we were. So again, thank you to everyone that reached out. I was very skeptical about uploading the video because I know that we're here to watch cross stitch and craft and things like that, but I did also think that someone else could be having a crap day or a crap run or being in a crap mood, and there's no point in hiding it or sugarcoating it. I am very much someone who you can see my emotions on my face and in my personality, so it's not something that I've ever been able to hide anyway. But if me posting that meant that someone else felt not alone, then that was kind of the goal. And the amount of messages that I got afterwards of people feeling flat and down, or just wanting to chat and just checking up on me, like it solidified for me that yes, I know we're not here for that, but some people in my community needed it as well, I think. So I hope everyone is doing much better. I know it's Christmas tomorrow. Not everyone celebrates, and it's not an easy time for everyone, but I hope just for the next week to round out the year, you can be kind to yourselves, or find some time to just find some happiness if you do or don't celebrate, and stitch if that's your happiness, or read, or whatever it may be, or bake a cake, or eat, like whatever makes you happy. Just I hope that you can find a little bit of that in every day to round out the year. But anyway, from me today, I have my finish pile, my active WIP pile, and my want to start at some point in 2023 pile. So we'll see. So I guess we'll start with the finishes in 2022. These, at least I know, are in order of when I finish them, but we'll get to those. So first finish from 2022 was my birthday start. So the Pisces girl, part of the Zodiac Girls series from Nora Corbett. I have stitched this on a 32 count Permin linen, and I cannot for the life of me remember the color, but it is like a soft blue. Obviously it washes out because blues and greens always seem to wash out. I have used the called for beads and predominantly all of the called for threads, except that I substituted the skin to the Almond M&M's skin threads rather than just DMC, which I loved, and even now you can still feel the difference in the silk. I actually also think there is a substitute in this light green of her as well for an Almond M&M's color. If you want to know what I used, let me know and I will find the post or the previous video that outlines it. But I finished her back in, pretty sure it was April, and it was when I had COVID, post-holiday. So that was fun. So got her done. Still have not done anything more with her. I do want to expand on the Zodiac Girls that I have. There are some friends of mine that I want to stitch their star signs for, and I also want to stitch for my mum and my sister and my niece. Obviously my niece's one can wait until she's older, but that is the eventual goal, which will pretty much get me nearly every Zodiac Girl in the series. So yeah, here she is again. Again, I think I say this every time I show a finish. I need to get on to actually like FFOing, especially beaded things. That's a challenge I need to work out. Next up is my all-time favorite piece that I've ever stitched, ever. Quaker Pumpkins by Hello from Liz Mathews. I'll bring it closer. Part of the Hello Quaker SAL. I have stitched this on a 40 count linen that I dyed myself. Never want to dye again. Using, it's on 40 count, so it's one strand of thread over 2 squares. I have also used sorry, I'm holding it, I'm moving it everywhere. A text conversion from Georgia Girl Stitching Megan. She had stitched it with the change to Autumn Harvest, and I have been able to get that from her. She does have the ability for you to get it from her. I think it's by a Buy Me a Coffee donation, if I'm not mistaken. That's how I got it from her. But if you are interested, she does have it. And I did stitch it with the conversion because it normally says All Hallows Eve, but that obviously is Halloween based and we don't really celebrate Halloween here. I got it done, I think it was by the 1 year anniversary of it, which would have been around May. I think I started 1st of May. I started this with Evelyn at Evelyn across the pond. I think it was the 1st of May or thereabouts in 2021. So I think I got it done just in time for the 1 year stitching anniversary of it. And then I've done nothing else with it. I actually forgot what I'd finished this year. So I might make some time in like Feb to go and do a big finishing kind of thing and start ordering bits for it. This is using all of the called for threads, which are predominantly Weeks Dye Works. I think all Weeks Dye Works, if I'm not mistaken. And I have used the same colors from the rest of it in the Autumn Harvest text as well. I don't know if I did those using the charted or if I did Megan's, I don't know. Anyway, it's all part of it. If you want to know more, I think there's a post on my Instagram, or I can work it out and let you know. Next up is in my really fun Gilmore Girls Black Needle Society project bag, which is the roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Those days of soda and pretzels and beer. From the Summer in Stars Hollow digital retreat in a box. Couldn't think of what it was. So I actually have the things in here. So this was last year's, which was autumn, and I finished that last year. And then this was this year's, so summer, and they are being stitched. I'm stitching them in the band on just a 40 count linen because it's full coverage, so it's just on white. And here is both of them side by side. I didn't make any changes on summer like I did with autumn. It's so bright, so bright. And then that's autumn. I just think Katie's done such a good job at blending them at the gazebo. So in this one, we've got Miss Patty's Studio, Lorelei's Jeep, the 1,000 Yellow Daisies, the hazy, what is it? The lazy, hazy, crazy guys, the lamppost, the VHS, the one traffic light, the town troubadour guitar, and then we will be going on to spring, which is here, which has already gone up for sale and will be, I think it's April, end of April. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that might be close to our Easter. Our Easter, or like the Anzac Day public holiday that we have. So, and I think I have something on, which means that I can't actually attend much of the retreat. But anyway. And then that will be, I know that it falls in the school holidays, the US school holidays. And obviously in that season, so it's your spring break, I think is when that is, because Katie and Laura, or Laura needs it on like school holiday time. Anyway, next finish I got was a new start in my last video. It's a very small stitch. It is part of the Lindy Stitches December Down Under ornaments. This is the Quokka and Platypus, the little cutie. Quite a simple, easy stitch. So fun to do. Like the Quokka just makes you so happy. Look at him. And this is on the called for fabric, which I do actually. Pause, please. Sorry. I thought I was prepared and then I packed it all away. It is Green Sapphire Cashel Linen. So it's a 28 count. So I'm stitching this 2/2. It is all DMC except for 3 Cottage Garden Threads. This one here only uses one of the Cottage Garden Threads, which is the red. And that is called Raspberry. That's the only one that I finished. I have another one that's in my WIPs that I have started. And then I've not done anything else since, so I should probably stitch on one for Christmas, you know? Would make sense. And then lastly was like a little surprise finish. I checked my letterbox one day and I had a package that I had no idea of, and I looked at it and I knew that it was from JK's, from Jeanette, but I didn't order anything. So it turns out it was a back ordered thread that had come through, and it meant that I could finish off my Coffee Addicts Confessions sampler, which is from Beth Twist. Oh goodness. I can't remember what designer Beth goes under. Oh, that's so mean of me. That's so bad. I feel bad. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. Hang on. Heartstring Samplery. I'm thinking love. No. Heartstring Samplery. There we go. So this is now all done. It is stitched on a 40 count frozen fabric, which is dyed by Forbidden Fibre Co, and it's from the Gilmore Girls box that I brought that had this chart in it from last year. And so I still haven't cut the fabric to finish it yet because I didn't finish it. So I will get on to that, but it just says I don't have a problem with coffee. I have a problem without, which is me to a T when I have my 5 coffees a day. I'm thinking I want to try and finish this like a pillow or do some like fancy finish, not just like a frame. And on my desk at work, I do have some shelves and like a photo frame. So I think I could get away with finishing it and sitting it next to the photos on my little shelf, which I think will be fun, taking some cross stitch to work because I don't have anything on my desk. And that for me is all of a grand total of 5 finishes for 2022. I posted a reel yesterday and someone commented on it about books. Yesterday, the 23rd of December, marked a full 365 days where I have read morning and evening, first and last thing of my day. So wake up, read, then go on my phone, and then go on my phone, read, and then go to sleep. So I've been accomplishing a minimum of 1 chapter a day for the last 1 chapter a morning and a night for the last 365 days. And that was something that I wanted to do just for me. I found it really easy to do. It became this perfect habit so that I didn't wake up and just go straight on my phone. I'd actually find that by the time I stopped reading, I would realize I didn't have enough time to go on my phone. So then I would be up and ready to start getting ready, have my shower and everything and get ready for work. So it became a really good way for me to not just wake up and go straight onto social media and see the crap in the world. And so, yeah, it's been really nice doing it that way. It has meant that I've woken up earlier than I normally would have to give myself the time to read a chapter, especially with some of the books that I'm reading, and one of them that I'm reading at the moment where chapters like average 50 minutes a chapter. So yeah, I posted a reel about it yesterday and someone commented on it saying that they want to get back into reading, but that would then give up the very little stitching time that they have, or eat into the very little stitching time that they have. And I think I hadn't realized just how much reading had taken, not in a bad way, but had taken my stitchy time or my free time, just judging by the fact that I only have 5 finishes. But that's okay. I am grateful for both hobbies and interests and the kind of pattern and groove that I found in when I read and when I stitch. So very, very, yeah, at peace with it all. I don't know if that's something to be at peace at, but I am. Anyway, I'm rambling. Now my whips, these are not in any particular order. I didn't even remember half of them. I think there are 10 whips here, and I think I said this at the 2021-2022 video this time last year, that like I think I had like 6 or 7, and that was enough to like drive me crazy. So 10 is a lot for me. Before kind of the Instagram Flosstube world, I was a monogamous stitcher. Now I just stitch what I want when I want, with a couple of goals in mind here and there. So I've just pulled everything out of my cupboard, which is nice because now I get to organize it when I put it away. And I'm just going to show you based on this pile. So first up, I guess will be, because it's on top, the 2nd December Down Under, which is a barbecue at the moment. This one here is, I think it's the New Zealand Kiwi. That's a big wreath. and then the barbecue. And I got really unknowingly emotional talking about this one in my last video because obviously here in Australia it is summer for our Christmas, and so our Christmases are always based around the barbecue, not putting shrimp on the barbie but rather prawns on the barbecue and steaks and meat, and cooking all of that up. It was always barbecue and lunch outside for Christmas Day. So whilst I don't have any attachment to the Kiwi bird, I definitely do have a big attachment to this ornament. So that's why I moved on to this one, and then I kind of haven't really done anything more with it. There is a mistake somewhere. I think I've gone one line too far over, and I'm just going to fudge it in the wreath, I think it is. Oh well. So that's that. Again, 28 count Green Sapphire Cashel Linen. And then these are the 3 Cottage Garden Threads that are being used across all 5 charts. Ooh. So we have raspberry in the middle, Mari pine, and then I was going to say pistachio, but it's pickle. And they are delicious. They are very, very soft. And they do kind of tell you how to use this, which is just by pulling, and then from here you can just pull out the threads that you need when you want to use them. And the other thing I love too is just the fact that it's a Victorian thread dyer on a December Down Under thread pack. So thank you, Steph from Lindy Stitches. I raved about you on Instagram and in my video, and I will continue to do so because I appreciate being able to stitch Christmassy things that are relevant and not snow covered. Also, project bag made by me. Haven't pulled out the sewing machine in a while. Another project bag made by me. And this is one that I really need to get a wriggle on finishing. Oh, Nora. So this is Quaker Turtle. There's a needle. Probably shouldn't leave a needle on there. Oh well. Quaker Turtle by Ori TM. And also in my last video, I questioned whether anyone knew how to sort out the chart, but I can't remember their name. Someone from Ori TM responded to my email and did give me the chart with the 9th page, and it does now work. 9th page? 9th page. In my head, it just said all of that with the TH. The 9th page for Pattern Keeper, and so the chart now does work on Pattern Keeper, and I think I'm like 75% done. 70% done? It's just so pretty. I definitely could have started this a lot further over. But I think now with all the fabric, I'm going to aim to finish this as a pillow, like for our spare room, which is just all white linen. I think it might be nice. So this is a 40 count sea glass linen from number 12 Stitch Co. And I'm using Almond M&M's agave nectar. Yeah. So that's the fabric. Ooh. Sea glass. And then the little spoolies, little nuggets. So agave nectar from Almond M&M's, 1 strand over 2 squares. This has been my travel piece to and from Sydney for the last nearly 2 years. I should probably just finish it. Probably. Anyway, you can't really see the color all too well because it does blow it out. That's a bit more accurate. It's this really beautiful soft blue, but like an underlying green. I think I said in my last video I probably should just finish it, and I probably should just finish it. You know what? By not having many finishes this year, it means that I'm setting myself up to have hopefully a few more finishes in 2023 with all of these whips. We'll go with that. Glass half full. And there's a little charm. think that also came from Nicola at number 12 Stitch Co. Another project bag made by me. Cool. So this is Quaker Snowflakes by Hello from Liz Mathews, because I'm doing all of the Quakers by the time I'm done with it all. This is another number 12 Stitch Co. This is Frost, and it's a 38 count, which I didn't even know existed. And it's using the called for MPI silks. So that's the green. And then, I'm pretty sure this is up. All I've done is this little motif. So I'm stitching this 1 strand over 2. It feels a lot smaller than 40 count. So this chart comes in 2 options of doing the blue background and the white stitching, or stitching it all in blue on white stitching, and I have gone the white on blue. The white stitching on blue fabric is what I'm trying to say. So another one that I'm using, the hashtag Hello Quaker SAL, and that one says Glad Tidings at the bottom. Obviously a bit more Christmas aimed, and we don't celebrate snowy Christmas. So I think I was going to change it to something like snow falling. I think that worked with the numbers for Glad Tidings. But if you have any other word conversions, let me know. Moving along, another project bag by me. And a little, oh that's right, this had a long thing, which was again number 12 Stitch Co. It was a little bee. I reckon it'll be in here. Bee. Sorry. When I get left on my own too long, I start talking and thinking like Tim. So, oh yeah. I know I haven't shown the threads for the others, but this is using a thread drop, again from number 12 Stitch Co. from Nicola, and I think that's where I got the original charm. I think it's in the cupboard. On this, and then from Ginger Stitch AU, I've shown these before, but I am using their honeycomb thread drops. So this is, I didn't explain this very well, this is Golden Bees by Our Forest Embroidery. I can't show you the chart, the pattern, because that's the chart. Everything in here, I didn't get rid of anything. I think that's also the chart too. Okay, yeah, no, that's just all chart. So I can't show you what it looks like, but I'm sure you have seen it. I actually got a fair way with this. So I think this is all page 1, and like that's the bottom of the page. So, and that's the corner. So Needleminder is also from Our Forest Embroidery. I'm using the call for threads from Our Forest Embroidery, and the fabric is also from them, but I believe that that's a Zweigart base, so it's just a standard linen. I can't remember what it is, and I'm pretty sure it is a 36 count, no, 32 count 2/2 is what I'm stitching that on. So I should probably get that one. I'm saying this about all of them, I should probably just get that one out. And also these are how the threads come, and this is the one that has the thread base that I think is why they feel so buttery and delicious. So again, if you want to hear my thoughts on that, let me know. I will point you to the video, because to me, you get 3 thread options with our forest embroidery for their overdyes, and I think it makes the world of difference. And I've got another whip, which I'll show you now, that uses the other ones, and it feels like chalk compared to butter. So big difference. So another project bag by me. This is Turtle Quaker. I'll show you the chart first, and then this is why I have no needles on my Lowry stand, because they're bloody in all my old stitching. Here is Turtle Quaker. I think, so this is the center motif, and then I think there's one more band down below, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure that's right. And I love this when it's done, but I just can't, I'm not loving the threads, and I've shared that before. So it's one of those ones where I just kind of have to do it and get it done. I want to finish it. I don't want to have a UFO, unfinished object. It's just not been calling to me much lately. So this is also on a 32 count. I believe it's Silvery Moon Zweigart linen. Again, I got this from our forest embroidery when I brought the chart. The threads are the Owl Forest ones. Sorry, that's stitched 2 strands over 2. The threads are the Owl Forest ones. So like, they come the same as the Quaker bees. No, golden bees. Oh my goodness. I shouldn't have put this away. So I think the tell was that the floss cards that they come with, I'm kind of using them as bobbins. Ah, no. Okay, so these ones here come with a little 2305, and that first number is the difference of the threads. This one here doesn't have a number on it, it's just got a symbol. Oh, why you don't want to show? There we go. I think these are the DMC based threads option for golden bees, the real, like the ones that I would buy again. And I think I went with just one of the Owl Forest dyed ones. So like I think they look the same as what like the finished product should look. I don't think there's any difference in that as such, but there is definitely difference in feel. Like I said, these ones feel like chalk. So lesson for me is that I would only buy, I'd figure out which ones I brought for the golden bees, and I'd only buy that again. I wouldn't buy the other ones. Anyway, that's fun. And then lastly, another badly made project bag by me. And I'm also using I don't know what I'm using it for, thread with a hair in it. A little pouch also made by me. Proud of me. This is another Hello from Liz Mathews. This is the more recent Quaker Gardens that was released. Goodness me, this fabric is big. Again, another needle. So Liz released this, I think it was the March, April Expo, Needlework Expo. And it is released on and stitched on a blue and blue combo. So I think it's, oh no, I think it's white fabric, blue thread. But it's Quaker Gardens. And I had this really pretty spring fling piece of fabric from Number 12 Stitch Co. and so I decided to use that. This is as far as I got. That's a bit more, like up here is a bit more accurate. It's quite a vibrant green. There we go, like that. It's a very vibrant green, despite the washout. It is a 32 count spring fling, so I'm doing this 2/2. And what better way to round out my favorite fabric and my favorite designer than using my fabric thread. My fabric thread? Oh my goodness. My favorite thread, which is an Almond M&M's nugget. So this is seaweed that I'm using. Again, this one here has an alphabet at the top, and then I think it's here as well. I really need to get a board. I think the rest of the alphabet's here, and I'm not going to stitch the alphabet, I don't think. I think I want to do like spring blessings or spring garden or something like that as like a text conversion, obviously using that alphabet that's in it. So I've started stitching everything else except for the alphabet, just so I can make a decision at the end. I think that one, I didn't actually give it very much love in spring, but I probably will next spring if I don't get to it beforehand. And then these are my pretty ladies for my whips. And they're all on Q snaps. Oh no, they're not all pretty ladies. Oh, I left the cover palette, the cover thing at home. I'm sure if you've been a regular watcher of mine, you'll have seen this one a million times. I'm really sorry about the loose thread. I thought this had a needle on it. This one was supposed to have a needle on it. This is my Eye Candy full coverage piece, which is a kit from Gecko Rouge on 18 count Ada. I am stitching this 2/2, and I've started in, well no, I started with the eye, I made a boo-boo, and then I've gridded it so that I can make my way over to the corner so that I could start doing color. And I started this in, I think it would have been 2020. And then I think it was my 2020 new year, new start. And I didn't get very far because I made that boo-boo. Then at the start of 2022, oh no, I started at 2021, sorry, new year, new start. And then at the start of 2022, Busy Bee, Silly Me, why can't I think of her beautiful name, decided that they were going to not start a new start for 2022 and instead work on whips and put in 2022 stitches. So I started that. I loved that idea, so I could get going here, and that's when I started working on all this white. And then I said to myself, I'm going to stick it out and try and do that every month for the rest of the year, and I didn't even get to it in Feb. That was probably the closest month I got to it, and then I haven't touched it since about June. Part of it was because I had it on a Spotlight equivalent Q-snap frame that I broke and Tim 3D printed a corner on, and it just wouldn't all hold properly. And I needed my Lowry sand for it. I just couldn't get motivated, but I think I want to try and tackle 2023 stitches in it in January, and at least try and get a good chunk of that confetti done on this side. And then we'll see where the wind takes us for the rest of the year with it. I don't foresee this one being finished anytime soon. I'd like to at least, you know, have this all done. We'll see. So that's that one. Next is one that I really want to get back to. This is a Bella Filipina, my first Bella, on called for Fibrelicious Yummy Fibers Till I Come Home fabric. And this is Crystal Mermaid Aquabella, I think. And I've started in the middle and I finished almost the whole page minus like one bead. And I was beading as I was going because I was like, that's genius. Then it's not going to be overwhelming when I finish, and it fits on the Q-snap, and I have no idea which Q-snap I started this on. So I don't know how that's going to go when I have to finish it. But I do want to finish the current Bella that I'm on and then chuck her on there and get her finished. I'm very motivated to get her finished because I love this fabric. Love the fabric. So I think, yeah, my end of year goal is to finish my other Bella Filipina, and then I'll chuck her on that Q-snap is the goal. We'll see if I stick to it. But this is being stitched using everything called for. So called for fabric, called for threads, called for beads, and Krynic. I don't think this has Petite Treasure Braid. And it's I think it's a 32 count. Yeah, 32 count linen. So being stitched 2/2. I'll show you just the close up of the stitching and the beads. You're so pretty. So need to get her back out. I do. That's definitely one plan I want to stick to. Definitely. Speaking of Bella Filipina, here's the other one. Here's one I prepared earlier. This is Luna Mystica that I am stitching on a Color Cascade Fabrics de-stitch fabric that I found on eBay. No, Facebook Facebook Cross Stitch Australia Facebook page. There we go, got there. I am stitching everything called for on her. There's 1,000,001 threads going on here because I am doing the back stitch on what I've already stitched and using the crouching method, which uses 2 strands of thread. So I did mention this in a previous video and I spoke about it on Instagram. And I do need to do a tutorial on what crouching is. I got a lot of feedback that people wanted to see that, but I just haven't done any more back stitch yet to be able to do that tutorial. So I will definitely get to that. I'm going to finish off. I was hesitant last time I was talking about this one, and I haven't done anything since then, but this is all beads to finish off and back stitching swirls, which is actually probably what I could use to tutorial the couching. So I think I need to do the back stitch and the beading at the same time, but there's all the moon and flowers, which is obviously the start of this, going all the way around. And I can't get to it on the Q-snap. So I think I need to shift and focus on the moon and then go from top to bottom of beading is what I'm thinking. And that's just because how I sit, how my couch is, and how the Lowry is, it's easier having what I need to stitch in the bottom of the Q-snap. So I can at least not have my Q-snap clamp on the beading at the top. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I want to have her finished, or this is going to be my focus piece for the rest of the year, to see how much I can get done between now and the 31st. I'm doubtful that I'll get it finished with just how much beading there is and how slow I go at beading, just because I get over it. But yeah, I think this will be my my end of year piece into Jan. She's so pretty. Plus, it'll also free up 1,000,001 of my needles if I finish it. So we'll see. And then lastly, I was hoping that by the time I got to this video, I would have finished, but alas, I did not. I have one color to go. So this will be finished by the end of today. It is part 4 of the Dark Queen of the Earth Stitch Along by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I am doing this on the called for fabric, which is from Under the Sea Fabrics. It is in the colorway Nightshade. There are 2. I went with Nightshade, and it is a 32 count opal Lugana, I believe. It says linen, but I'm pretty sure it's Lugana. And I've done it on this fabric to match the Dark Queen of the Sea with the, I did her on opal and the vibrancy of the color of that fabric. So I wanted to match that. I can't think what the other fabric color is, but it's like a muted dusty pink, and it is delicious. I really like both the fabrics, and I see her working on both of the fabrics. I like that I've done it on this to match the Dark Queen of the Sea, but I'm almost inclined to buy the other fabric just so I've got it because it's so pretty. Anyway, it's a big pattern, this section. I feel like they've all kind of been a bit of a slog of sections, especially these 2 sections, mainly because this one here has been no block color. It's had the most amount of color and gradients, which I love because obviously you get Aaron's creative genius in all of this. But yeah, it just has taken me a lot longer to stitch it. I just have the dark color for the thorns around it to go. Now I do want to just say that I think this is beautiful, and I think it's supposed to like signify maybe like a phoenix or something like that is kind of like, and you know, born from the earth. I can only see a flared jumpsuit, mainly like an Elton John style flared jumpsuit in the legs, like as if they're legs on that. I just feel like it's all kind of like an Elton John suit. So like for right now, I feel like she's living her best Elton John life, which I'm cool with, but I can't, she needs a face because that's all I can see. But anyway, how cute's the mushroom? That is so cute. So as soon as I finish filming this video, we have Tim's gone to pick up his brother. So we'll have his brother here, and they'll probably end up playing PlayStation or something, or computer. And so I'll be sitting on the couch stitching, finishing off the Dark Queen. So maybe I'll post a photo in here of what she looks like completely stitched and finished and off the Q-snap before I actually go or get around to editing and posting this video. So that's my whips. And then I have some plans for 2023, some plans. I have, in pulling everything out, I have found 2 charts that are kitted. I have a third, which I don't actually have a digital, no, I've only got it as a digital copy. And then I've got a birthday start plan that I'm all like in the pipeline. So firstly is this beautiful project bag. This is by Gamma's Treasures out of Canada. I was sent this, no, I saw this because Kathleen at Situation Normal, that's someone I haven't seen on Instagram in a while. Kathleen shared this saying that it was the perfect chart for, the perfect bag for Hello from Liz Mathews After the Rain, which was a collaboration piece between, mentions it on the back, but Shannon of the Soda Stitcher, Julie of Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, Sarah of Stitchy Sarah Reads, Kia from Kia Bee Quilting, Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, Liz from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, and then Ymir of Almond M&Ms. And each person did their own color palette for it. I really vibed with Julie from Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. Julie did a chalkboard, so instead of stitching on white, did a charcoal like chalkboard fabric and then pastels, which I really love, and I still want to get that colorway. But I also had an M&M's thread box coming, so I got they're all just sitting there, the M&M's nuggets to stitch, and I don't have a photo of them with the colorway. I think this is the charted colorway, but I want to stitch this for my niece and pop her name in one of the rows, and I was thinking like she doesn't have a middle name, so one for her name probably in the middle, and then like, you know, like strong or you're brave, I don't know, like a word. And I'm thinking she's very bubbly and she laughs a lot, and she's very, very much my sister, but I'm thinking something like with her star sign, just like a word that's associated with her star sign or something, as maybe like a little room thing, part of her first birthday present or something. So I do want to stitch that at some point next year. I did originally get this before I knew about having a niece or she was born, and then I've not done anything with it since, but ever since I knew about my niece, it was I want to stitch this for her room. So, sorry if you're watching this with headphones. So that's one. The other is in a project bag gifted to me by the ever beautiful Alexis of Alexis My Amazing World. She has beautifully made me this and sent me this project bag, very fitting. And Alexis is always also talking about how she puts a charm on everything. This is the Be Welcome from Black Needle Society, so a chart by Katie Landis that I got out of the vault called Be Welcome that I want to stitch on my front door. I'm probably just going to use stash, mainly like M&M's, because I have so much of her threads, but yeah, stash colors to stitch. And then I'm going to use this Gilmore Girls box. I think it's the autumn box. I got a piece of fabric in it, which is Fibre on a Whim. It's a 28 count Cashel Linen called Presenting Lorelei Gilmore. It's a bit coffee-esque, but not too dark. And the chart is on a darker natural or raw linen, I think it is. The fabric is Cafe Kona from R&R Reproductions. But I'm just going to do it on something like this and do a bit of a natural finish on it. So probably not a frame, but more of like a welcome sign for at my front door. It's kind of what I was thinking. So that'll be a start at some point. I might reward myself once I've finished a few of these pieces to just put a stitch in and get it started. But I still need to pull the threads that I want to use for that, which I haven't done yet, so eventually. I also want to stitch, I'll pop a photo in of it, the hive rules from Cottage Garden Sampling, no, Primrose Cottage. There's so many cottage, sorry. So it looks like this. I want to stitch this for my back hallway, which we were putting something in there the other day, and I looked at the wall and I went, this is exactly where it needs to go. And I want to do it on a board finish, kind of like what it is presented in the cover photo for the booklet. I've never done something like that before. So yeah, I do want to try and do a finish like that. So the only thing is, like, it uses DMC, so that's fine. I just need to get the fabric, and I'm thinking I'll probably end up doing that also on a 40 count. But I think there's like instructions on where that board is from, so I probably should try and see if I can find that board or something like it, because that'll probably dictate the sort of fabric size finish that I need to achieve. So that'll be a New Year thing. And then this is going to be my birthday start, which is Mermaid Treasures Amethyst, because I'm a February baby and Amethyst is a February birthstone, and this was released then. I don't think I will do it on the called for fabric, which, do I have that here? Oh yeah, Twinkle by Bestitch Me. I might try and find it, otherwise I've got a few more fabrics from Color Cascade Fabric, which was part of that like de-starch fabric bundle that I got. So I think I might even just end up pulling something from that, because there are a lot of purples and blues in there. Just as long as it doesn't clash with the little gemstone. But if anyone has this and wants to stitch it or sell it or whatever it is with me, my birthday is the 21st of February, which is a little obviously later in the month. I'm unsure if I'll start it at the start of February and just do like a birthday month start, or whether I'll start it on my actual birthday. But if you want to stitch that or have it and are stitching it, let me know, so I can jump in on a sale or something like that. But that'll be, yeah, like a Feb start, which obviously I want to get one of the other Bellas out of the way before I start a new one, because then I also need to get the Bella Hollyberry chart that Drun has just released. I'll pop a photo in here, that I would like to stitch for our Christmas. There are some snowflakes in it, but they can always just be turned into, I was thinking maybe stars, just like twinkle night sky stars or something like that. But for the most part, she's not very wintry, so can use her, or could just make it like it's a little pixie dust or something. So also need to buy that one. And I think that's everything. I think I mentioned at the start of this year one chart that I wanted to work on, which I haven't yet been able to, is Geisha by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I have, in everything that I've pulled out, I've got a project bag set aside for it with the beads that I've been able to pick up along the way and the Petite Treasure braid. I've got a digital copy of that chart, but I do not have the fabric, which I did order the called for fabric, which I can't tell you what it is, but it's one of those fabrics that have been completely out of availability. And so I'm just waiting on that to come in from JK. So once I get that, that'll also instantly be a start. But other than that, that's everything from me. I've talked enough. I've rambled enough. This is going to be a very long video. If you want to see more of my stitches that I have in my whips, feel free to follow me on Instagram at honeybeestitcher, or chuck us a subscribe here on Flosstube. I will be back early next, like in Jan. I'm also, part of my 2023 plans is that I'm participating in the British Isles Adventure Stitch Along from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'll pop some details in the box below. Sally has very kindly gifted me that chart so that I can join in on the adventure, which is going to be really fun. I've done some travel in London, not enough of the British Isles, so it's going to be nice to go on a little adventure. If you are stitching that one, let me know down below. I'll share a bit more on my package when I receive it. And hopefully, yeah, we'll be stitching that alongside some of you in January when that kicks off. But I think 2 sales is enough for me for one period. So the Autumn Lane Stitchery and the Caterpillar Cross Stitch are going to be the perfect amount of stitch along stitching for the start to 2023. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. I hope you've had a lovely time. I hope you have a cruisy end to the 2022 year and a smooth start into 2023. I am going to take the year as it comes and just enjoy it. I have no life plans or no stitching plans that are, you know, bulletproof or Bible or anything like that. Just going to take it as it comes, because we've learned from the last 2 years that who knows what the year is going to hold. So from me and my family to you and your family, I hope you have a wonderful and safe end to the year and start to the new year. Thank you for being along this ride with me, and I wish you all health, love and happiness, and I'll see you in 2023. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take care. Bye.